Suicide City. Number 10. 20 hours earlier. Wow.
This is it. Animus Organics. You think Central's right on this one?
I still don't think an AI, however powerful, could predict a crime like this.
However, if it does help us catch the mindjacker.
Central hasn't exactly been generous with the details. I don't really think we're gonna find anything here. There are other, stronger leads we ought to be chasing.
Okay, there's a car. An expensive-looking car sits on the road. If you were in a worse mood, you might be inclined to ticket it. Why? Just for sitting... Well, it's probably because it's blocking the entrance. The company's front desk. In a big firm like this, you'd expect it to be manned 24/7, but the staff have disappeared. This says Antimus Organics? Probably? The elevator appears to be the only route to the higher floors. Security must be a concern here. And a cell cruiser. I believe these are cell agents or something like that.
I always make sure this is the car we take out.
They're all the same, Charlie.
No, they're not. This one's mine.
Okay, Mr. Car Fetish Boy. Though you don't give Central's predictions much credibility, you'd still better investigate. It'll make proving it wrong that much easier. So is this a case of an AI predicting crimes before they happen so that they can be stopped? I think there was another movie with that theme at some point. So many sci-fi movies referenced here. While you technically have the authority to commandeer vehicles for cell business, Central would need a very good reason to override the car's systems. Let's go to the reception.
Anyone there?
Doesn't look like anyone's around.
Cozy sofa. Okay, let's go through the elevator, right? Oh, I didn't check the inventory, sorry.
The elevator's locked. Panel says authorized personnel only.
I guess we need to find someone who counts as authorized, then.
Okay, Traveler? The cell-issued Traveler. Like the civilian models in many ways, capable of making calls and running apps, the specialized model carried by Cell possesses more powerful sensors and encryption. Not sure what this is supposed to be. The Traveler's readout shows a strong winds advisory, likely because you're this high up the side of Fulcrum Tower. Jolt gun. An electroshock weapon with an output of between 2 and 8 million volts. This tool uses an ultraviolet laser to ionize a channel of air, allowing electrical charge to pass from the device to its target. Wow, well, that's a futuristic taser gun, right? 2 and 8 million volts. That's a lot. Although I have heard that it's not the volts that are the most important when judging if something is going to electrocute you in a bad way. It's the amps, but I'm not exactly sure. So please don't quote me on that. While intended as a compliance tool rather than a lethal weapon, care must be taken in its use to prevent accidental fatalities. Scary. Oh, I clicked on that. Traveler apps. Must be some kind of a PDA sort of situation. Open case file, news, open laser, paper, stone. Rock, paper, scissors? Call Central. Call Lao. She's Lao. See the case file. Centralized Emergency Logistics, aka CEL. CEL. Case file something something, category class 4 information, larceny with composite harm to health of individual targets, i.e. mindjacking. Whoa. Case officers assigned Regis Dr. C, primary, Lao. I don't know if it's doctor or DR. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Secondary. Outline beginning in March 2087, a string of data theft attacks have been carried out within Newton. Using a process of resonant modulation with subjects' neural wetware, the data contents of individual victims' brains are being destructively removed, with fatal consequences to targets. People are being brainwashed while they're in a trance through their neural wetware. Creepy. Victims to date 18 Newton, unknown global total. Identity of perpetrator not known. Subject appears exceptionally skilled at infiltration and may have inside help from larger sponsor. I think it's the gentleman whom we've seen in the beginning with the fair hair. And he was contacting somebody. Action case specialist Regis and Lau are assigned to compile all available data on mindjackers' activity, including investigation of latest targets for analysis by Central. Okay. Oh, news. Oh my goodness. Chishiki? Worldwide? I have no idea. Eurofed adopts metric time. Cute. Oh my goodness. Without any other leads to something, the people did this thing. I have no idea. Okay, let's read this one. Continuing a long-standing process of standardization, the Parliament of the European Federation, interesting, has today ratified the uptake of metric time across the 64-member union. Metric time. The measure signed into law by EF Prime Minister Jacqueline Santini at 6:52 AT, aka 15:40 p.m. 15? No, it's not. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the metric time. Is planned to be rolled out over the course of the next 4 years. Under the scheme, measure of the time of day is to be divided into 10 hours, each with 100 minutes made up of 100 seconds. That's just no. Oh, Santini, whose Federalist Party have been one of the keenest supporters of the new policy, greeted the change enthusiastically. Computing and commercial time measurement has long been carried out in a metric scale with atomic timing, and the division into 24 hours has itself merely been an arbitrary convention of history. No, it has not been. While commonly referred to as metric time, the measurement of a day into periods of 10 should more accurately be known as decimal time. Kind of, yeah. Internationally, the AEF's policy has gained little traction, if not outright criticism, with some leaders condemning the changes as unnatural. The Oceania Cooperatives government was less emotive, issuing a statement that though the change was one demanded by the European voter, which we will respect as a democratic institution, they made clear that the OC has no plans to adopt any similar measures. So those were the news. Epiphany, the movie. Okay, sports. Latest scores. Kabaddi, Newton, 55-37 UAE, match in progress. I have no idea. Weather. City of Newton, currently dry with light outbreaks of rain expected later this evening. I'm not going out to the doggies then. Temperature, 12 degrees Celsius, 53.6 Fahrenheit. UV index midday 7.8. Use SPF 30 plus and wear protective clothing. If this is on a scale of 0 to 10, you should wear a lot more than SPF 30. I recommend SPF 50. But I'm very fair-skinned, so... Chishiki says a day and a night for staying indoors. Alright, those were the news. I think we had... What's this? Paper, laser, stone. What? Minigame? Paper, laser, stone. Rock, paper, scissors. Huh? Yay, paper covers stone. What? A rock bashes laser. Draw. This really is rock, paper, scissors. No lizard spark though, which is, well, it makes it a lot easier. Oh, I'm just randomly picking these. Really? Oh no. Is it anticipating the fact that I keep doing this? Oh no. Yes. Oh. Oh. I thought it was a draw. I thought we both had paper. What does paper do to paper? Why do I win again when what? I think draw. Now it's a draw. This is so strange. You know, I could have kept track of how many it was using. I didn't. It's like counting cards. I never think about it. We have 2 more rocks. Let's see, tiebreaker. Yes, I won. This is so silly. Uh-oh, looks like you've run out of rocks, lasers, and paper. You must wait 1,000 seconds before you can continue. What? What do you mean? Oh, I won. Or if you want to play straight away, just go to the website and purchase some THE credits to continue. THE Games, world leaders in free-to-play since 2055. Free to play. Yes. Of course. Oh, I get a guide. I'm sorry, I did not read the guide. How could I do this? I must have... It must have slipped my mind. Welcome to Paper Laser Stone, a modern take on the centuries-old classic. The rules are simple. Rock beats laser, paper beats rock, laser beats paper. I have limited ammunition though, so think carefully. I did not. I just randomly picked stuff. Let's contact Lao. She's right next to me, but I haven't seen her in ages because I'm turned away from her.
Lau, you there?
Regis? Right here.
Such a titillating conversation. Let's try and contact Central.
This is Regis. Come in, Central.
Central standing by.
Status report, Central.
All operations within centralized emergency logistics nominal. Anti-civil activity index within tolerance at .004. Weather forecast, dry. Highs of 12 Celsius. UV index of 8.
Less general. Updates on the case?
Data, Dr. Regis.
Okay, thanks.
So they are doctors.
What's your take on the case, Central?
An individual of unknown origin is prosecuting a global series of attacks. These involve the removal of data from the minds of victims. Invariably, the speed of the process has had a deleterious and fatal effect.
Yes, those are the facts. But what's your opinion on the matter?
All we have are facts, Dr. Regis. These must be analyzed in order to apprehend those responsible.
And that is why AIs would make lousy detectives.
Cell retains an investigative corps of specialists such as yourself, Dr. Regis. Your role is in no danger, you can be assured.
I never said I thought it was.
Though you may not be neurally linked, and I am unable to directly access your mental activity, a lot can be learned about an individual's thoughts by observation.
I think this AI is smarter than the average AI. Let's stop this before I go and chase some picnic baskets.
You don't usually make predictions on high-level cases like this, Central. What's different about this one?
Limited progress was being made through conventional investigation. To expedite the investigation, I was tasked to provide more direct oversight.
Hey, are you saying we can't do our jobs right by ourselves?
I am a civic coordination AI, Dr. Regis, with responsibility for 9.4 million inhabitants. Slander of colleagues would produce no gains for the city.
Oh, yeah.
A fact which, on occasion, I would hope you would pay more attention to.
Ouch.
What made you think the Mindjacker was going to strike here?
The professionalism of the attack suggests that these are not merely random targets. Though the reasoning behind the attacks remains vague, patterns formed from previous incidents. The probability of tonight's attack was sufficient that it warranted investigation.
Obviously, you're using data gathered by myself and Dr. Lau. But since we haven't found a pattern in our work, I guess that you've got more sources than us.
Correct. However, that information remains classified.
Huh, what a surprise.
You remain skeptical, Dr. Regis?
It's not how I think of detective work, Central. I don't believe human behavior is something you can just map.
2 centuries of research in probabilistic sociology would disagree.
We'll see.
I know Mr. Asimov who would also disagree. If you didn't know, Isaac Asimov is a science fiction writer, and in the book series Foundation, he talks about the invention of psychohistory, which would be after a very thorough research and categorization of data of all of civilization, all of history, they would be able to extrapolate with a very high probability chance the future. So to predict the future, basically. Interesting stuff. And it is sci-fi, so of course the predictions are very, very accurate. But the thing is that it is true for most people, especially the more people you have together in one mass, in one group, the easier it is to predict how they're going to react to certain things, how they're going to act, rather than specific individuals. Yeah. Anyway, Animus Organics. Oh, is that what it said? I mean...
What do we know about Animus Organics?
Biotech firm, manufacturer of computational wetware and other biomechanical products. First publicly traded stock in August 2044. Currently sitting board members include...
Okay, maybe that's a bit too much. Why do we think the mindjacker's going to strike here?
The projection has been based upon previous targets. Using a Markov German distribution map, outlying variables can be...
Statistics aren't really my thing, Central.
You would have been unsatisfied with it's beyond your comprehension.
I guess you're right. Regis out.
Ouch. Okay, I see. I suggest we go to extreme measures. I did not do that. What?
What the hell?
This man is the victim of a long job, but from where and why? Fortunately, nobody was inside the car when the fall happened. You're pretty sure, at least. Oh, what happens if I click it? I hope I don't... Well, he's a professional, right?
What'd you find?
A security card. This man was custodial staff, a janitor.
Probably not our mindjacker's target, then.
Still, I don't think this was an accident. We need to find out what's going on here.
Was that the most surprising and, well, weird Deus Ex Machina in the whole world, because we just have a keycard falling out of the sky with this dead body. Oh my goodness. Call Central, hello? Tell them we have
This is Regis.
a
Come in,
victim.
Central.
Central standing by.
Yes, full
Central,
victim.
we have a bystander casualty. Doesn't appear to have been mindjacked, so it may be unrelated. Still,
A most troubling turn of events.
that's an understatement.
This is, after all, an unexpected variable.
An unexpected... A man is dead, Central.
And as a result, probability projections have become less stable. Proceed with caution, Dr. Regis.
Regis out.
Yeah, well, we had to follow correct procedure, right? That looks bad. Sorry, sir. Rest in peace. Oh, I can talk to
Hey,
Lau.
Lau.
Yeah?
Oh, I had no idea. Okay, let's talk to Lau.
I've lost count of the number of times the mindjackers struck.
In Newton or globally?
Oh, just a figure of speech. He's been on the rampage for too long, but now he's in our territory.
Should give us the advantage.
Do we have any ideas about our perp?
The fact that he's stealing data straight from living neural wiring is disturbing, but it tells us a couple of important things.
Oh?
Well, previously caught mindjackers have usually burnt out after 1 or 2 attacks. Sharing a whole other's brain worth of data is pretty taxing.
So we're looking for someone with a really specialized wetware setup in their heads. Pity that won't tell us what they look like.
The other problem is how slippery this guy is. Only fragments of appearances on camera, no clear witnesses.
Which means he's either a master of disguise...
Or there's some pretty high-up collusion to hide him. That wouldn't surprise me if he were a business hire.
Still, after this many hits, he may start to slip.
Even if it's just his psyche breaking.
You know, when he was talking in the beginning, I do assume that was the mindjacker that we saw in the intro, with the headaches and everything. So maybe he did have some special neural connection, and he was targeting our protagonist from the locked room situation. He was calling her Mandala, and that was her handle, or whatever we could call it, in the emails.
At least we've managed to link the previous mindjackings to one suspect.
It's the MO. Historically, mindjackers have used some kind of external gear. They use another system to extract, before storing it in their own neural tissue.
So they'd need a terminal.
Which is usually how we catch them. It's conspicuous.
But our mindjacker's not behaving the same way?
No, his tools appear to be built into his own bodily wetware system. Some kind of resonance imager in his body, maybe.
Whatever it is, it's less invasive as well.
Exactly. His victims suffer massive hemorrhages, but no external injuries. State of the art, but a dead giveaway.
That's what I'm wondering. If the victims don't really have anything external visible, how could he ever tell that the victim was not mindjacked? I mean, the person just fell. He could have been thrown or something, not necessarily a jumper. So he could still be a victim. Why aren't they taking that into consideration?
So, Central predicted our mindjacker was going to strike here.
You don't trust it?
I just don't understand how it came to that conclusion.
Obviously, we're doing our jobs right. We collect data, which Central interprets. Based on that data, it maps a pattern.
But why isn't it a pattern that we could see?
It's not only us. Central's got all of the city, the whole net to draw on.
But it won't tell us how it's come to the conclusion where the mindjacker will strike. Does it think we can't understand? Is it concealing something?
Just be glad we've got an advantage like Central.
I still don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't like that Central's predicted this, do you?
It's not how investigations are supposed to be done.
Admit it. You're afraid your job's going to be stolen by machines. Kind of like weavers, factory workers, authors.
Just how old do you think I am? No, don't answer that. I just don't like having that key bit of information kept from me.
You need to learn to work with Central. It's not our enemy. It works for us as we work for it.
I do agree with him, though. They are investigating something, they should have all the data. Even if there is an AI working with them, maybe there's something that could slip.
That body on the sidewalk.
That would have been a long fall.
That's it?
Animus Organics.
That's what the sign says. They're one of the city's largest computational biotech firms.
What do they make?
Wetware mostly. Wouldn't be grown here, probably in Eurofed.
This place is just the offices?
Regional headquarters, Central tells me. Do we know why it predicts the next attack will take place here?
It won't share that with us. Need to know. A high-tech firm like this must have secrets worth something to a mindjacker.
Could be.
Wetware, huh?
Yeah. Specifically for forming neural connections between systems. The blue stuff. The nanomachines keeping the modern world running.
It's funny. When I think nanomachine, I picture tiny gears and turbines. When really, they're just bits of proteins in macromolecules.
They still perform all kinds of mechanical tasks. Just smaller.
I guess I'm technically more of an expert in them than you are. I used to make them for a living.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know what to do with them anymore. Organic computing. That's my field.
Okay.
Let me know if you find anything.
Will do, Regis.
Cool. Well, we got this. Right?
It's unlocked floor 26 for us.
Must be where its owner was working.
Oh, we have music now. Ooh.
Damn it all.
Another victim.
Burns all around the planar nodes in his wetware wiring. Yeah, this is our mindjacking victim.
Central was right.
The attack was recent, maybe minutes ago. The mindjacker was probably interrupted by the janitor who ended up on the street.
There's only one other way out of here, to the roof. We need to get up there before he escapes again.
Okay, so it seems that there are telltale signs of somebody being mindjacked. Is there any way to save? Oh, I can save. Save too. Victim in the tower. Okay. Oh, let's look around.
The attack was recent, maybe minutes ago.
The mindjacker was probably interrupted by the janitor. Didn't want any witnesses.
He probably didn't mean to send him out the window either.
His ID badge says Gerbach, Avery. He's an HR supervisor.
If the mindjacker's in corporate espionage, it's a pretty strange target.
Have Central run his data. See if it can flag anything.
Interesting. This terminal is still unlocked, apparently in use at the time of the attack. Let's check it out. Oh, more email. Okay. More reading stuff. From Atwood Roy, HR Management. I should really pay attention to the dates. 9th of July, 2087. Subject, the roof. There's a time and place for the trance, and it's not up on the roof. Yes, it's private, but it's also extremely dangerous. Therefore, management's asked me to keep the roof access locked unless it's an emergency. FYI, trance cravings do not count as emergencies. Seriously, Avery, you're great at your job, but you need help. Wow. Yeah, one can get addicted to escaping from reality. Animus Customer Relations received 9th of July, same date. Public statements. The management of Animus Organics would like to remind colleagues not to make statements to the press regarding product safety. Huh. An investigation into recent high-profile exponential wetware growth, or grey goo, accidents is underway and will be released when completed. Publicity management. They're trying to hush-hush something. Central. From Central. Exposure conditions. To Avery Gerbach. Please be aware that tomorrow midday UV exposure index is expected to peak at 8. Your genetic background indicates a propensity to melanoma. Please take extra care in order to maintain long-term health. Good. The Newton centralized government advises you to restrict outdoor movement to after sunset except where vital. And QTB? Salmon? Received a day earlier. Congratulations. Hey man, just wanted to say big grats on the engagement. Oh, she's a really swell girl and I know you guys are going to be so happy together. Catch you after work at the den, Sal. Oh boy. Ouch. No new messages. Poor guy, he was freshly engaged. And addicted to the trance. Going up on the roof for it. You have no idea whether these charts mean the company is doing well or going bust. Amongst all the economics and business speak, the only word you recognize is wetware.
That'd be a waste.
I don't know what he's trying to say. Locked terminal. The terminals have been locked with biometric security. The terminals are in standby mode awaiting their users' return in the morning. Okay, somebody else. What's this?
A roof access door.
From the keypad, I'd say it looks like it auto-locks.
Uh-huh.
Locked.
That keypad's probably got something to do with it.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Tutorial. Right.
This keypad must be to stop people getting up on the roof.
It's old-fashioned, but effective. Kind of like you.
Hey.
Oh, you. Telephone. Hold on. The desk's phone projection shows unanswered messages. Okay. Hey, wait. A plaque identifying ownership of the office. Roy Atwood, HR Operations Manager. This must be who's in charge of this floor. Okay. Let's use the telephone, I suppose. Technocom systems. Boy, did they use some crazy fonts. Well, I like them, but it's difficult to read them from the side. Arctus, Dorset, Atwood Roy, Clays Manson, Eurona Dinner, Gallant Pat, Matzol, Philip News. This is a woman. Oh, well, it says it had unanswered unseen messages, but let's... Unanswered messages. How do I see the messages on the phone, though? Let's call somebody. Right?
Hello? Do you know what time it is?
Sorry, wrong number.
So that was Arctus Dorset. Roy Atwood.
I think I found the office manager's contact.
See if he'll help us. Remember, be consistent when you're talking to him.
What? Who is this? Do you have any idea what time it is?
Mr. Atwood, my name is
Back
Dr.
to-
Regis. I'm an investigator for Cell.
What? I mean, what's happened?
Sorry.
I just need to ask you a couple of questions about your workplace.
Oh, Nuke. You're calling from the office. What's happened?
Don't worry, you're not in trouble. We need access to the roof stairwell in your office.
Wait. How do I know you're really a cell agent? I can't just give out the code to anyone.
Yep.
This is a serious incident, Mr. Atwood. Time is slipping away, and a serial killer might be as well.
What? Really?
We need your assistance to bring him in.
Wait a sec. Serial killers in the Animus office? Gerbach, this is real unprofessional of you.
Huh?
Come on, I know you didn't want to work tonight, but there's a reason you're not allowed up on the roof. You almost had me, but pretending to be a cell agent, that's desperate.
Damn.
I think I didn't do the right stuff. Let's try to call him again. Color blonde. Uh-oh. Clays Manson.
Ja, det är ju Claes Munchen som talar.
Sorry, wrong number.
Oh, then I might have mispronounced that. I'm sorry. I'm not good with that kind of Nordic language. I presume that's what it was, something from there. Northern Europe. Eurona Diner? I'm sorry.
Why are you calling me right now? I'm at work. I told you we'd talk about this later.
Sorry, wrong number.
I keep right-clicking. I'm sorry. Pat Gallant. This is also probably a woman.
Hello, it's Pat. If you want to give me money, I'm busy. If you want to borrow money, go away. And if you don't want to talk about money, don't ever call me again. Jeez.
Oh, guess it's not a woman then. Matt Zolf.
Hello? Is this David? Listen, man. I know I have some explaining to do.
Sorry, wrong number.
Let's try the last one as well. News.
Hello, this is Philippe. I am away on assignment at the moment for 1 month. If you wish to leave me a message, you can do so after the beep. Or if you have a story, please contact the news desk directly.
Okay. Should we talk to Lau?
Hey, Lau.
Yeah? Looks like we found our latest casualty.
Damn it. Why him, though?
I was wondering the same thing. We're assuming the mindjacker's a data thief. The usual MO would be to target valuable info he can sell on the black market.
But this guy, he was an HR administrator.
Apparently a very good one, but not the kind who'd be let in on company secrets.
We'll just have to ask the mindjacker when we catch him. That body on the sidewalk.
That would have been a long fall. He must have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Came across the mindjacker in the middle of what he was doing.
Paid for it heavily, too.
Could be.
This door is really starting to get on my nerves. Lau?
Don't worry. I think I get where you're coming from.
And who says brute force never solves anything?
Not me, that's for sure.
That was going to be my next course of action. Oh, I guess we're going in.
Come on, we've almost caught up with him.
Uh-oh.
The mindjacker!
Freeze! Cell agents!
We're cell agents. Well, he already said that.
Cell doesn't appreciate people shooting at its agents.
If you cut it out, maybe we'll put in a good word for you.
Lay down your weapon and put your hands above your head.
Does that ever work?
Sometimes. It's worth a try. You're under arrest on suspicion of illegal trafficking of neural data, breaking and entering, and homicide.
Let's not forget, shooting at cell agents.
The only way off this rooftop is down, either with us or over the edge.
Frankly, the second one's fine by me.
What?
Yep. Oh, of course. I mean... Interesting. Wow, that was really, really cool. Nice, very nice. I really liked it. Yeah, it's an older game, so thankfully my computer could run it without much hiccuping. And I really enjoyed it. The art, the characters, the story, it's intriguing. So I encourage you to check Technobabylon out. Definitely give a try if you want to Old Skies, because everybody seems to love it. And it's fresh, brand new, and recently released. But yep, this is it from me. I think it's a pretty long video. I cannot see it right now. Maybe something like an hour 40. But thank you for sticking around and watching it if you have. And I will say bye-bye. Take care.